Welcome to Promote, Profit, Publish. It's so great to have all of you guys listening and tuning in and downloading. And I just have to say, I really appreciate it. And you. Wanted to remind you to go over and take our Promote, Profit, Publish quiz. You can find that at www.promoteprofitpublishquiz.com. So today's guests, you can see already, I have two of them. They are a tag team. And I was recently on their podcast called The Biz for Good Show. Seriously, funniest interview I've ever had. I had a great time. I was inside of their studio, which you can see from the picture here. I have studio envy. Like, I am so jealous because I have a background in my office. So you can tell these guys are real pros. So our guest over on the right, raise your hand, Bobby Glen James.
Bobby Glen James here.
Has been a part of over 20 startups and is currently the owner and CEO of Bioteca. That sounds like you make like slime or I don't know.
Hey, I like it. Let's keep it interesting.
Okay.
Look it up if you want to find out. But I like that. Bioteca.
And the the president of Speak Up Professional Speakers Studio, which obviously I need because I can't say that. It's like she sells seashells down by the seashore. He's also one of the hosts of the favorite business podcast called The Biz for Good Show, which we're actually going to talk about today. Over on the other side, raise your hand, Mr. Pilkington, is Ryan. Oh, both hands. Can we wave? Can you guys wave? Ryan Pilkington holds an associate's and a bachelor's degree in graphic design with an eye for design. He has worked as an artist on several promotional print companies. Later on, he moved and created his own design company called Graphics with 20 clients over a 3-year span. Finding his passion in entrepreneurism, is that even a word? He found his way into the Entrepreneur Launchpad where he met Bobby. Ryan served on the committee for a short time and did spotlight segments on marketing and branding. Finding his true passion and bringing awareness to anti-bullying and suicide prevention, he created the Advocate Tees, an online apparel company that gives back and works with charities supporting youth and everyone on social issues. The overall mission is to let everybody know that their lives matter. Currently, he lives in Holiday, Utah with his wife, Linda, dog Bella, and cat Sadie. He's a huge Star Wars fan and is getting ready to launch a biography book on his bullying experiences to help others. Graphics is the official name. Never mind. That was something I wasn't supposed to read, but that's part of being a podcaster.
Graphics.
So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome. Yeah, welcome. No. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. You guys are like used to being on the other end of this.
Yeah, we are. It's
This
so
is
weird to. Shouldn't we be asking her questions and stuff or something?
Yeah.
No, not at all. It's my turn. And I'm
Exactly.
So I have to tell you guys, what we're going to talk about today is a little bit about content, but why and how these guys created such a great show, because their podcast is their content and it's a blast. So first of all, why did you guys set up your podcast? What was that all about?
Actually, a great story, and I'm going to let Ryan tell it.
Oh.
Look at, he's like, there's a story.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
story.
just
It's all
throw me
on
into
Ryan. This whole
Just throw me.
shebang is because of Ryan.
Yeah, I was working with my company, Advocate Tees, an apparel company, and I wanted to talk about social issues and wanted to have a podcast and a platform for giving back in business. I went on a lot of podcasts and didn't see anything talking about businesses giving back. So I met Bobby through the Entrepreneur Launchpad,
And he said, Bobby, you're so calm and quiet and soft-spoken that you would be such a good person to have
he's this
to
mellow,
calm me down on the show. So
Yeah,
You
said
wanna
no one ever,
Ever,
Bobby.
Yeah.
so Bobby, you want to do this podcast thing with me? And of course I said, "What? Sure."
And we never done a podcast, either one of us. So
And then I didn't get back to him for 2 weeks, and Ryan's like, "Well, I don't know, I guess." And meanwhile, I'm churning in my head for 2 weeks. Oh, cool! I got to buy a bunch of stuff. I got to do this. And he came in, and we had crap ready, and we did our first couple episodes. And Ryan says, "I guess we're doing this thing."
I guess it's on like Donkey Kong.
Oh,
And it's been we're on our 3rd year now. So
It's stuck.
It's been a blast. We've got to interview amazing people doing amazing things. It's just, there's so much good in the world that we don't hear about.
And you guys actually just passed your 100th episode, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're 105.
105.
Mrs. Juliet.
So we're excited. It's legit. We're legit now that we're past 100. You know, that's kind of the key to being an actual podcast. That's what am I saying? Longevity or some crap. I don't know what I'm saying.
We made it, man. Now we're just working on a 200.
Yeah.
200.
So when you're out creating content, I mean, you guys are hilarious together. You're super synced up. Would you recommend this to other people? Was this like an accident, or how did you know you were going to work well together?
We had no clue.
We didn't. We had worked on some things. We'd done some. Ryan had done some events, and you know, I've been teaching entrepreneurs for a long time, and we knew we gelled together. And I kind of had that vision when Ryan had said, "You want to help me with this?" I know Ryan's demeanor and his soft-spokenness and his heartfelt. He has such a heart for everybody and everything. I just knew it would be a cool mix, and I was absolutely right. Everybody talks about the not karma. What is it called? The chemistry. The chemistry between us two, and the karma. But anyway. We pull out a lot of karma here on the Bizfigure Show, but
we need to release the first episode that's never been released.
Yeah, we have two episoes. I think, don't we have two that's never been heard by anybody? They were our very first episodes we did on the phone. I don't know. You think anybody would think that was interesting?
We interviewed each other, basically.
Yeah, we basically interview each other on those first episodes.
So what you guys really should do is take that and do a blooper reel, because they're probably, if they're anything like my first couple episodes, they're awful.
Yeah, it's pretty.
We need to re-listen to those just to see, because it's interesting how the podcasting world, how you morph, and you really do. The first 15 episodes, I tell people that want to start podcasts, just get the first 15 episodes out of the way. Don't worry about being perfect, because they're going to suck. That's just what's going to happen. And it's cool how even the 20th and the 50th episode and the 75th episode, how much we learn as we go along, and how much we still love, you know, what we're doing here. This whole understanding biz for good and this doing good and being good business model that we believe is the ultimate business model to success. If you want to have the most success, figure out the most good you can do for people. Because in this world of so much noise, everybody's trying to figure out the new marketing manipulation tactic to get people. But if you just focus on what you can do for them, you're going to get clients. You're going to have revenue.
That's really, really great. So one of the things when we were going to talk about content today that I wanted to get into was authenticity, because that's what I loved about you guys. It was totally authentic. It didn't matter where our interview went, and there were times it went off the rails.
We love off the rails. We hate the rails.
Who needs us speaking rails?
But it was really fun. So how do you guys, like, if you were going to tell people out there who want to start a podcast and want to create content that's really authentic, what's the key?
Man, have a co-host that throws a video in your face that you're not comfortable with, and just go with it.
What?
I hate being filmed.
Ryan hates being on video. He hates being, and I have forced him for the last 3 years. Right here, get in the video. Come on, man. Here, take some pictures.
Yeah. I think with that, just taking on your weaknesses. If you're not comfortable, just be comfortable. I mean, you got to be you.
Our comfort zone is there to move us, and we should be out of that dang comfort zone. And
which I'm in all the time.
In this world, again, we talk about so much noise. Being real is the only way to be above everybody, you know, to get noticed. The only way because we all know when somebody's full of crap. right now with all the social media and stuff, we see when somebody's trying to do some kind of a thing that's supposed to get them engagement. But when somebody just is real and laughs about a Chewbacca mask and gets millions upon millions of views because they were just real.
I'm so jealous. I wish I was been that lady.
Yeah, well, and it was just because she was so real, and that's the stuff that really connects with people. If I can tell anybody, if you're doing a podcast, don't try and figure it. Everybody asks us because we do podcast stuff. We talk to people about podcasting. What do I have to do? Do I have to say that? Do this have to be this long? How long should it be? How this? How that? Just be yourself. That's the stuff we want to see. That's why stupid, what are those shows we call reality shows? That's why they're so popular.
Yeah.
Even though they're not very real. Anyway, we want to think that, wow, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
That they are. And I don't really watch reality shows anymore. Do you guys?
No.
I think I accidentally came across the Kardashians one night and I was so repulsed.
That's no comment there.
Yeah.
but
the truth is that we do like to see the realness. We do want to see people being real, not trying to be something. I was at a podcasting event and I asked a question to the main speaker, and I'm a little outgoing. So I do my, hey, I'm Bobby Glen James, and I'm asking you this question. And he's like, wow, you're a podcaster, aren't you? And I said, yeah. And he goes, some people get on there and they do their podcasting thing, their voice, their radio voice and all that, and they're not real. And everybody was like, ooh, are you putting him down? Are you putting Bobby down or whatever? And the next person that asked, he goes, if you know Bobby, that's 100% how Bobby is. That's what he is. It's always like that. You see him in the street, he's going to be like that. That is not a show. And I was like, oh, thank you. How sweet was that? But just be real. Just be real if you want to get above the noise.
Very good. Ryan?
That's me.
Same question. I want to see what you have to say because Bobby takes over the microphone.
Yes, I hog it.
It's my turn.
It's all you. Oh, sure.
My turn. What's the question again? I forgot. About content creation?
So yeah, speak to authenticity in content creation.
Oh, when I first was on the show and we were trying to figure things out, I wanted it to look polished. I wanted to look like a polished what I heard on podcast worlds, and I'm like, we got to get to this format. This is the goal. This is the benchmark. And the more we just had fun, and the more I was me, I could just relax behind the camera. I could relax behind this mic and just realize my goofy, weird little sayings or whatever was worth something, and that we had a good chemistry together. So I don't really care about the polished stuff anymore. I like how it gets off craziness, and we get to really, I think that's what's really cool is we get to have fun with the guests. And I think that's where the content comes, is because the guests now can relax and they can be themselves, and then they can share who they are authentically.
Very cool. And you're the sound guy. Can you tweak us some sounds?
Oh, the sound guy? Oh, my voice?
Yeah, he does awesome impression. We have John the Plumber. Can you give us
Plumber? Hey, everybody out there. This is John the Plumber.
How about what's the Russian guy? The
Russian guy. Very, very serious. He does not like stuff. Very serious.
What do you sound like? The Moose and Bullwinkle. What?
Oh, Boris.
Boris. That's who you sound
He's my uncle. I don't talk about Boris. He's very, very shameful person.
And Natasha?
Chasing the moose around, chasing that moose. He's a very nice moose. I don't know
why he does that, because he's a Russian. So what do you guys hope that people take out of your brand?
That's a great question. Ooh. You want to go first?
Oh, I stumped them. Look at that. I stumped them.
I don't think so. I think we've got such a passion for what the brand is that it just says, oh man, I could talk for an hour about how we feel about this. So go ahead, Ryan. So I don't just
repeat it again, just so I make sure.
So what do you hope people take out of your brand?
Oh, I hope they take I look at the situations that we are living in currently in a world that's kind of chaos and a lot of bad news out there, and they take a good reflection of who they are, where society's going, and realize there's a lot of good people out there.
Yeah, we talk about all the time. The news. If you watch the news, you're always seeing that there's a lot of bad stuff, and we forget that there are a lot of great people in this world doing great things. And if anything, me and Ryan's our passion is to let people know that there are great people in this world doing great things that understand that the more good you do, the more of an impact you're going to make on this life. And that's our biggest mantra is, guys, if you want to make an impact, go out and see what kind of good you can do for people. And it's that simple. We originally thought, and when we first started doing this, I originally thought this is a no-brainer. I mean, come on, be good. It's a no-brainer. But you know what? There's a lot of companies out there that aren't being good, that aren't doing good. And
cutthroat. It's really cutthroat.
It's just our mantra is get out there and do some good. Get out there and do some good and see what you can create.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And it's awesome the way you guys share that and share those people. So one of the things that I loved about your program was that you have a game.
It's payback is a B, right? Oh.
So tell people about your game that you play. Please. Look, they're leaving. They're totally leaving.
It's cut.
Bye-bye.
It's Bobby getting his phone call again.
Wait a second.
We have a game called the Google Challenge, which we started a long time ago, just goofing around. And
that was a Ryan brainchild. Google Challenge.
Yeah, we wanted to, I don't know, just have fun and have some games
and pit the most powerful search engine on earth against our guests.
Yeah.
Our guests always win. Of course, it's our show. We say who wins.
So tell us the rules of this game and how you play.
Oh, it's really complicated. No, all we do is we take the title of the show and we plug it into Google, and then we look on the third page of Google because
it's very important. Third page because it gets
nobody
looks at the third page.
Crap on the ads, and then we just go down and we find the article that matches kind of the topic, and then we go through that, and then we it's a great way to start a conversation back and forth.
It's really cool because the guest gets to kind of, oh, cool, I have some material that I can talk with, and it's kind of fun to pit us against Google. You know, it's kind of fun to think of the big search engine and seeing what it comes up with. And most of the time, I'll tell you what, even on the third page, most of the time it's very relevant.
Yeah.
It's not gibberish. It's not goofy. And half the time, probably over half the time, the guest ends up agreeing with what we find on Google, and then adds their 2 cents to it. It makes it fun, a fun part of the interview.
We do our best to put the link on the Facebook and on our content. So it's,
unless we forget to do that, and our producer tries to find it, because Google searches change all the time. So she's like,
working on that.
I've looked everywhere and I can't find that website that you guys went to.
Sometimes it doesn't exist
anymore because they took it down after you were done ravaging it. So I thought we would do a little turnaround is fair play today.
Turnaround is fair play, baby.
Right.
So let's see if we can
awesome.
do this. And podcast authenticity.
Ooh,
which do you think? Listen to the hairy authenticity, the death of authenticity.
Oh, I like that.
Let's go there.
Ooh.
Man, we're doing a Google challenge on ourselves, Bob.
Yeah, you are. Okay, so do you somebody want to read that?
That wouldn't be me.
Authenticity is a marketing buzzword that has tricked into our everyday, trickled. It's a little far away. Trickled into our everyday. But what is authentic? And what happens to a person when their persona becomes a commodity? Ooh, this is good.
Ooh, that's really
Today,
good.
yeah. Our two guests discuss the intersection of individuals and brands in the age of social media.
So you don't have to go any further there. So
Yeah.
what does that mean when you become a persona or a commodity? Is that an influencer? Is that a way of calling that an influencer?
You know what I talk about in entrepreneurship all the time, that you are your brand, whether you like it or not.
Mm.
So what you wear, what you do, your outward facing is your brand. So you better understand that and look at that. And I think once your brand becomes noticeable, I guess like you say, an influencer, then you become, unfortunately, in some ways, you become worth something in the industry or in the world. I mean, that's just how it is. It's kind of sad. And then, you know what I think is a great example of this is, have any of you guys seen the Fire Festival documentary? Have you guys heard of that stuff?
Is that the one that they collected all this money from models or they paid models to endorse and then it never happened?
Exactly.
Or it barely happened?
It was a night. Oh, that documentary, it's like a train wreck. Oh my gosh. I suggest there's two different documentaries. One's on Netflix and one's on Hulu. But it's a perfect example of, they had all these influencers and they use them as a commodity to grow some hype instead of actually creating something great.
Oh man.
And it was a commodity. It wasn't coming from a be good, do good mindset. It was coming from how can we use this to pocket some cash?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Isn't that actually, when we talk about authenticity and being in alignment with your brand, can't you really tell when somebody's in it for the money and not in it for the joy? Like, people can tell from the outside.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, you can't shake your heads, guys. This is a podcast.
Well, I was waiting for Ryan to say something, because I'm always ready to yell and scream all kinds of crap and put my foot in my mouth 400 times. That's just, I love that. So I was just going to say, thing that makes us good.
Well, I was just going to say, I think part of the reason we have seen some success with this podcast is we're not money centric on it at all. It's our hobby.
It's a business podcast per se. That's a very loose thing, but we've never monetized it. I tell people all the time, if we had two guests, I'd still be doing this because it's just so awesome. I'm not two guests, two listeners. Yeah.
we passed that a long time ago.
Yeah, we've had more than two guests.
So how do you guys feel this is really helping the entrepreneurs out there that you serve?
Okay, here's the deal. We're always, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, we are always looking for the magical marketing piece that's going to blow you up, right? So you look, you read, you pay thousands of dollars to marketing companies that tell you, hey, we're going to do this and this and this, and nothing happens. As a business owner, most business owners have probably been through that, where they've done marketing things and it's failed miserably. Again, out of our show, we believe the biggest marketing piece you can do is the good you do, because it gets out. You want to spread virally? Then do something great. Do something so awesome that everybody wants to talk about it. That's how you market, and market in a way that's genuine, authentic, real, because you care about your people. We know when somebody's full of crap. Like you said, we know when somebody just wants money out of it. We're not stupid anymore. We're not just blind to the marketing gods like we were 15, 20, 30 years ago. So just be real, be authentic, and go out and help people. And this doesn't just mean nonprofit. You can help people and make lots and lots of money. Just don't make money the focus.
Right. No, that's a really, really good point. I was talking to some people a couple days ago, and all they kept going back to is, what kind of ROI am I going to get out of this? What kind of ROI am I going to get out of this? And it's what you put into it and how you put it in. It's not, I can't guarantee that you will just by creating this, you will get something out of it. It reminds me of, those people where you ask them for something, they'll say, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. There doesn't have to be something in it for you.
The magic of service of any kind, of giving back, is there's always more in it for you. We've all done, I don't know, when I've went and I've helped someone, or went to a food kitchen or went to a homeless shelter and assisted, just the shot of awesomeness that it gives me is much bigger than the work I put out for it. And that energy is just so powerful. And it is, so you can get what's in it for you by not thinking about what's in it for you.
We have a checklist that we created.
Oh yeah.
So we have a challenge and a gift. If you want to download it, they can go to, where is it?
Checklist.bizforgoodshow.com. And it's just how to live a biz for good life. It's just every week you check off, do this to live a biz for good life.
That is awesome. So one last question here, since you gave your free gift away before we got to it.
Oh, whoops.
That's okay.
Ryan.
Did you guys have to run? No.
No, I was just thinking about it. It was top of mind stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, interview over. Thank you. Bye-bye. So you guys help podcasters all the time. You have this great studio you have set up at a junior college, a local junior college. What do you tell new podcasters that are thinking about it, that want to do this? Like, where do they start? How do they get started, and what do they do with it?
So starting a podcast is insanely easy. Now there's so many tools. The hard part is the content. Anybody can start a podcast in 30 seconds with all the different tools out there now. But the most important piece is the content. And how do you get above the noise? The only thing you got is you. And don't try and figure out what everybody wants to listen to. Figure out what you want to listen to, what you like, and then do that. Because if you try and figure out what everybody else wants, you're gonna connect with nobody. But if you know in your heart, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want to talk about. That's why we have so much passion around this being good and doing good, that it's just super fun for us. If you try and find the thing that you think will get people's most attention, that's a total crapshoot. But if you live in your passion and you get up there and you talk to people about it and it's effective and infectious, then you're gonna have a following. You're gonna have people. That we have people come up to us and say, Bobby, I listen to every show. I love it. And I always get a gold nugget out of it, which that makes me feel good. A business gold nugget out of it. Because sometimes we think we're just shooting the bull. But they say, always get it to, well.
There was a point to that?
Maybe it's like shooting good bull.
Shooting good bull. That's right. A lot of good bull.
So when you guys are doing that, and that is great advice, because everybody goes into it with, how am I going to monetize that? And I know a ton of people who are very successful at this that just went in to do it for fun, and the monetization was like an accidental benefit of it. That's what I really love about it. So what do they have to put together as far as the brand? Because you guys had to do some artwork, you had to do some other things along the way, and make some decisions about what your brand was going to be. How did you get into those decisions and make those?
Luckily, we had a graphic artist.
That's right.
A specialist in branding. So we got lucky that way.
So it's super easy. Oops, dumb question. Really dumb question.
Well, but it is a good question in the fact that, go ahead, Ryan.
Well, Bobby's really technical. He does all the technical stuff here, and then I do all the creative stuff. So I think that's what's a good mesh between us, is we're able to use our talents in the studio. We don't have to outsource.
And I think the other thing, I think it's really important to have a team, to not do this by yourself. And I know lots of podcasters that do it by themselves. We have a producer that takes care of the show, puts it up on the Facebook, or not Facebook, puts it up on the website and all that stuff.
Shout out.
We have a technical guy in studio, Cedric, that does cameras and stuff like that. It's just so much more powerful when you have a team that has this same kind of goal in mind. I know not all podcasters, they're going to do it by themselves. They're going to bootstrap, but there's some power when you get a couple more brains in there with you. So I suggest, I mean, some people say don't have co-hosts and stuff like that, but my vision is I love it.
One thing I want to add is have fun.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if you think you're sucking or whatever, just have fun.
Just have fun.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the team thing is really important because a couple years ago, I did my podcast by myself. I edited, I did everything, and it didn't last long.
It makes it not fun.
Months, and I was like, I need to do some income producing activities because I have a business. And now I do have a team around that. And I literally like do this and hand it off and go on to the next guest, the next year, whatever else I have to do. So the value is definitely there in hiring that teem.
Absolutely.
So do you guys have a free gift? No.
Oh, yeah. You can go to, where is it, Bobby?
Checklist.bizforgoodshow.com. That's checklist.biz4goodshow.com.
So, I like that. Do that again, Ryan.
.com.
That is so sexy. So we hadn't talked about sex. I feel like we had to do that because of what happened on
because of what happened on the show.
So there we go.
Oh, that's a spoiler, so people can go listen to the show.
Yes, it's episode 105. A lot of stuff. That's why I didn't ask you about your most embarrassing moment, because I didn't want a repeat of your show. No.
Yeah, mine has to do with pants being pulled down too. So anyway.
Okay. So, hey guys, thank you so much. One more thing. Where do we find your, like, on iTunes? Where are all the places your podcast is at?
Oh man, everywhere.
Yeah, it's iTunes, Stitcher,
Spotify,
Google Play, tune in. If you got an Alexa, just say, Alexa, play Biz for Good Show, and it will play the Biz for Good Show. Yeah, it's pretty much anywhere there's podcast outlets. You can Spotify, also
YouTube.
Spotify.
YouTube.
Subscribe. Please subscribe to the Biz for Good channel.
YouTube.
It's big.
Yeah, we're about half.
I didn't get a word of that, Ryan. Where are we supposed to go?
YouTube.com/Biz for Good Show.
Thank you, professional podcaster who mumbled. No.
Sorry.
And then you guys have something over on Facebook too, don't you?
Yes, the Biz for Good Facebook/Biz for Good Show. We do a lot of content on the Facebook. We have about 11,000, a little over 11,000 followers on Facebook. I don't know. We like putting content on there. It's just, we're old guys and Facebook is still relevant for old people.
We're old.
At least for a few more weeks until. No.
Right.
Well, thank you guys so much. It's been fun. I wish I could say it was as fun as when I was on your show, but that's what I want. I want people to go listen to yours and really see what authentic looks like. So thank you.
Oh, well,
thank you, Juliet. You're a rock star. We love you.